Michael Nelson says he, his wife, and grandchild were ordering food from the car hop from this Sonic. However, when they received their food, his grandchild reached into the bag where she would find this syringe. Rip Van Winkle Gardens is finally open after it received damage from severe storms last month. Cafe Jefferson is the first building to be reopened for visitors. This is the tree that 35-year-old Brenton Robertson struck after losing control of his vehicle here on Highway 86. I spoke to Robertson's family, who says they are still trying to come to terms with what happened. I'm here in Hyman Park, where people of all races say there is still a lot more to be celebrated for Juneteenth. She was walking off of the school bus and walked with him home when she was struck by a stray bullet. Around 14 pounds of methamphetamine were retrieved during a search in the 200 block of Verrott School Road, making it the largest drug bust of the year so far. The festival began 10 years ago and has grown every year since 2012. And today I found out why the festival is so important to Spanish culture in New Iberia. At 9:56 Saturday night, officers bring one woman out of the home. At the same time, a man tells police in the driveway his wife and kids are in the home. Officers tell him to put his hands up. My wife and kids in there. That's the only option. He's walking towards me. Minutes later, officers with drawn guns and a K-9 officer approach the front door.
Attention, Philadelphia Police K-9, come on, identify yourself or I'll send my dog, he will bite you.
After half an hour, an officer explains to a resident of the home what was happening.
Like I said, we're in an investigation, in the middle of an investigation, trying to figure out what exactly was going on. From what we knew, there was a suspect inside the house.
The family says they never found their suspect. They were then let go and able to go about their night as they were before police arrived. News 10 spoke with attorney Daryl Washington, who says this was a terrifying situation for the family.
This is not something that you can just say, oops, I apologize, I made a mistake. This is something where you actually traumatize the family for no lawful reason at all.
He says during the situation, officers did not give the family the benefit of the doubt by asking them questions on where the suspect could be.
You can see just right off that these officers either like the compassion or they like training. And when I look at it, I think it's a combination of both, because all they had to do is simply just answer some simple questions, and they could have gotten the answers.
Washington says the officers did not take into account that the family could have gotten hurt or worse.
These officers just totally disregarded. He told them that they needed to handle him in a certain manner, and they just totally refused this. You heard officers making threats to the family if they wouldn't do certain things, that they would actually let a dog come in and attack them.
Washington says the officers need to be held accountable for their actions.
They need to own up to what they did was wrong. I think they need to come out and not try to justify what these police officers did. I think they need to look at the actions of these police officers. And I do believe in a situation like this, these police officers need to be disciplined.
Jude Huball says it was a devastating experience to see his restaurant be torn apart. He says he is thankful for this opportunity to rebuild.
It was a rough experience. I don't wish that anybody ever has to go through anything like that. That was a tough thing, man.
It's been 2 months since Pat's Fisherman's Wharf was hit by a tornado. The porch outside of the restaurant was completely blown away by the storms, as well as the roof and bar in the club. Huball says while the renovations are not yet complete, he is excited to get back to where it all started.
Just to get back in my kitchen and put out the food that people can eat and come enjoy my taste. Recipes that we've been sharing, cooking for over 75 years for the KDN, and get back to our music and some dancing.
Founded in 1948, Pat's is a staple in the Henderson community. Despite the challenges he has faced, Huball says he is optimistic and looks forward to creating more memories in the future.
People, they've been coming here, and their parents and grandparents have been coming here for a long time. Like I said, 75 years we've been at it. We're fortunate, thank you, Lord. When we open up, we're gonna have some fresh seafood, you know, for Acadiana. We're gonna have our live music rolling in the club. Laissez les bon temps rouler. We're gonna be hitting it again.
Duval says they are planning to reopen Pat's next Monday. In Henderson, Kai Price, KLFY News 10. 5-year-old Xavier Booker became a nationwide sensation for his quick sprinting skills, even calling himself the fastest kid alive. Every day, Xavier gives his bus driver a thumbs up and races to make his way home. The bus driver created the game as a way for Xavier to make it home as fast as he could. The video went viral on TikTok and currently has 6 million views and counting. Xavier's bus driver Chad DeSormo says it feels refreshing to post a positive video in the world we are in today.
The more positive responses I got, the more excited I got, and the more I wanted to share it and you know, push the video as far as we can. You know, this is once in a lifetime kind of thing. You know, Xavier will have this for the rest of his life to look back.
Xavier and his family were invited to Disney World as a result of the viral video and received lots of recognitions from talk shows and networks. Xavier says it feels great to be the fastest kid.
Great. He is so ambitious. He is the most precious kid you'll meet. He's a kid that once you meet him, you will never forget him.
In Karen Crow, Kai Price, KLFY, News 10. Justina Plowden says she's had to overcome many obstacles in her life, but says being able to defy the odds is a blessing.
Stopping my advocacy work, knowing this is something that I love, and knowing everyone in my family and everyone who champions behind and rallies through everything that I do and for the community and for myself. I know for a fact I couldn't just quit now.
In October of 2011, Plowden lost her ability to walk after a car accident resulted in her spinal cord being ruptured. After the accident, Plowden says there were moments where she wanted to give up on her dreams. That was until she discovered the Miss Wheelchair pageant.
When I came across Miss Wheelchair, the first time was back in 2014. It was an advocacy pageant. It gave me a chance to actually be able to speak about some of the things that I had experienced, being that my injury was so new and fresh.
After being interviewed for months, Plowden was chosen as Miss Wheelchair Louisiana in November 2023, right after her sister passed away in a car crash in Maine and her father died of a heart attack.
I went forward with accepting the title, and on the night of my crowning, I made my speech, and I honored it to both of them and to everyone else who is still right here with me every step of the way.
Through her nonprofit organization, We Matter, Plowden says she will continue to work to ensure the disability community can have access to necessary resources.
Transportation is a very, very serious issue. I'm going to continue meeting with all policymakers to make sure that these things are being taken care of.
Plowden says she hopes her story inspires others to always follow their dreams, no matter how hard life knocks you down. In Abbeville, Kai Price, KLFY News 10. Clay Simon with Simon Law Offices says the ruling by the state Supreme Court is a milestone for victims who have long suffered in silence.
It was a landmark decision in the state of Louisiana. It's going to have far-reaching consequences in terms of allowing sexual abuse victims to finally have the opportunity to have their cases heard and resolved.
The Louisiana Supreme Court voted to reverse the ruling, giving childhood victims of sexual abuse another opportunity to file damage lawsuits. This decision comes after the court ruled in March the law could not stand due to conflicts with due process rights in the state constitution.
The original ruling was against us by a vote of 4-3. On rehearing, when they reversed their prior decision, it was a vote of 5-2. So we were successful in convincing 2 of the prior 4 to change their opinion.
Simon represents the victims in this case, including Doug Bienvenu. He and 10 others filed a lawsuit against the Diocese of Lafayette and St. Martin de Tours Catholic Church for sexual abuse claims. Simon says he hopes this will influence similar challenges in other states.
The fact that we were held to be constitutional in Louisiana is going to be persuasive when and if there's any challenges to in the other states where they challenge the constitutionality of those laws.
He says the state judicial system will make the right decision in giving justice to his clients.
The reality is, behind the scenes, they were fighting tooth and nail to get the cases dismissed. So finally, we've had this issue removed from the proceedings, and it's now just a matter of going to trial if that's what it takes, and presenting our case and letting the jury decide.
As a result of this law, the legislation has extended the deadline for expired lawsuits of sexual abuse victims until June 2027. In Lafayette, Kai Price, KLFY News 10. Here at Delta Biofuel, this plan represents a step forward in sustainability and renewable energy for Louisiana.
Environmentally, we will get rid of the bagasse problem for the sugar industry. And then as we move forward, we're going to work with the sugar mills and talk about ways to make all of our operations more efficient.
This facility will be the first of its kind in North America for its use of bagasse, a byproduct of sugarcane production. By using a fuel-fired industrial system, the plant will have the ability to produce over 340,000 metric tons of biomass fuel pellets every year.
We will be taking sugarcane bagasse, which is our primary feedstock from the Enterprise sugar mill that we're adjacent to. Those pellets will be trucked from here to the Burnside, the Impala terminal, for export to the international power plant market.
The company is expected to create over 100 jobs with a starting salary of $62,500.
There'll be over 100 jobs, probably 120, 130 jobs between operators, technicians, and logistic personnel, a lot of truck drivers.
Nugent says this plan will open doors for new possibilities for collaboration and development in our economy.
We leverage the oil and gas industry, the carbon black industry, and obviously the sugar industry. It's some well-needed diversification of the different markets in the area.
Keating says they plan to power the plant in the next 30 to 45 days and will start producing pellets this fall. In Iberia Parish, Kai Price, KLFY News 10.